A life well lived, a memory forever treasured. With heavy hearts, we announce the death of our beloved Hildelitha James, better known as Hilda or Ma Edward, of Passias Monrepo, who transitioned from this world onto the next on Friday, 9th May 2025, at the age of 86. She was predeceased by her husband, Edward James, two daughters, Agatha Seeley and Veronica Seeley. Left to mourn are her 9 children: Teresa Seeley Octave of Passias Monrepo, Monica Seeley of Forrester, employed with the Castries City Council, Moses Seeley in the United States, Junius James in the United States, Edwardine Seeley of Passias Monrepo, Cecilia James in the United States, Julita James Verdant in the United States, Pamela James Charles of Lobar Monrepo, who was also her caregiver, Hildreth James in Canada. 28 grandchildren: Shirley Dorset and family of Bizet Castries, Robert and Christopher James in Barbados, Elma Jean Seeley of Passias Monrepo, correctional officer at the Bordelais Correctional Facility, was also her goddaughter. Siobhan James of Passias Monrepo, employed at Mama Sue's restaurant and bar, who was also her goddaughter. Alifa Bernardine of Angers Deriso, Antoine Flavius, also known as Junie of Passias Monrepo, attached to the Immigration Department Vieux-Fort. Dexter James of Tiroche-Micou, Luesta James of Forrester, employed at Harbour Club, Leslie, and Dane James of Forrester, Andrina Seeley of Passias Monrepo, employed at Southern Distributors, Inc., Melissa Seeley of Entrepot Castries, employed with Foster and Ince, Janelle James in Balata, employed with Radiator and Hose Works, Tyler Charles in Foasso, Barbano, employed with Radiator and Hose Works, Caden Charles in Caco, Barbano, Summer Verdant in the United States, Shanika Esteva of Monrepo, Zion Serrier of Passias Monrepo, employed with the Civil Service attached to the Immigration Department Vieux-Fort, Siltus Charles of Lobar Monrepo, employed with Furniture City, Jed Charles, student at the Beanfield Comprehensive Secondary School, Shane James of La Puette Monrepo, student at Beanfield Comprehensive Secondary School, Scott Serrier, employed with Alternative Security, Javono James, Giselle James of Pébouche Barbano, student at Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, Navia James in Canada. 38 great-grandchildren, including Lavon Seeley of Passias Monrepo, correctional officer at the Bordelais Correctional Facility, Cadell James, student at the Monrepo Passias Combined School, Larone Daniel James in Martinique, Riley Donnelly, student at the Ave Maria Primary School, Jaden James of Balata, employed at Royalton Hotel, Jamil Aurelier of Balata, Caden Laurent of Caco Barbano, Cyrilia James of Passias Monrepo, Cyril Charles of Passias Monrepo, student at the Monrepo Passias Combined School, Tyrese Seeley, student of the Sports Academy, Kanaya Peter, student of Beanfield Comprehensive Secondary School, Alston Bernardine of Angers, Brad James of Bizet Castries, 6 sisters, Joan Emmanuel Alexander of Lobar Monrepo, Jane Emmanuel, also known as Bernadette of Lobar Monrepo, Judith and Marie Editha Emmanuel, in Miami, Aletha Victorine in New York, Murtilde Robinson of Loba Mon Repos, three brothers, Michael Emmanuel in Miami, Potras Emmanuel in Louisiana, Moses Emmanuel, also known as Ligius, in St. Croix, USVI. Nephews and nieces including Destiny Richard of Mon Repos, Clement, Aaron, and Delia Laurent of Mon Repos, Teresa and Teresa Laurent of Mon Repos, Alice Serrier of Passias Mon Repos, Monica James of Passias Mon Repos, Magdalene James of Bexo, Fidelius James in the United States, Peter James of Passias Mon Repos, Patrick James in the United States, Gerald James of Passias Mon Repos, Flora Emmanuel Joseph, principal of the Miku Secondary School, Suzette Emmanuel, Melina Lionel, Felicia Seeley, Joseph Lionel, Cameranius Emmanuel, also known as KK of Passias Mon Repos, Maury Goodman, missionary in Italy, 4 sons-in-law, Sylvester Charles, also known as Sack or Baby Boy of Loba Mon Repos, Francis Octave, also known as Vimbo or Kake of Passias Mon Repos, Stephen Verdant of Castries, Garnet Laurel of La Clary Castries, 2 daughters-in-law, Ingrid Seeley in the United States, Margaret James of La Puette Mon Repos, her caregiver, Deidre Monrose, employed with the NICE program of Loba Mon Repos, best friend, Isola James of La Puette Mon Repos. Special friends including Emilienne Smith of Mon Repos, Edward Serrier of Mon Repos, Nanta James of Loba Mon Repos, Verona Joseph, also known as Belicia, in California, Minerva Simon and family of Loba Mon Repos, Alexis Charles of Passias Mon Repos, Blanche in the United Kingdom, Josephine Stanislas of La Puette Mon Repos, Julia Joseph of Miku, Fastus Serrier of Passias Mon Repos, Cliff and Anne-Marie Marquis, Leona Augustine, Lynn in the United States, Violet James in the United States, Devika Singh in the United States, Cyril Charles in St. Croix, USVI, Stefan Noel and family, Dr. Cyrus Daniel, Rose Pierre and family of Passias Mon Repos, Colita Renault and family of Loba Mon Repos, Davian Daniel and family of Savans Bay Vieux, also left to mourn children of the deceased Agnes Daniel and their families, the James family of Passias, La Puette and Mon Repos, the Smith family of Mon Repos, the Daniel family of Passias and Mon Repos, the Laura family of Mon Repos, the Emmanuel family of Loba Mon Repos, the Jean-Baptiste family of Mon Repos, the Seeley family of Passias and Forester, the Charles and Charlie families of Passias, La Puette and Mon Repos, many other relatives and friends both here and abroad too numerous to mention. The going home service for the late Hildelitha James, better known as Hilda, or my Edward, will be held on Saturday, 31st May 2025 at the St. Anne Parish, Mon Repos at 2 p.m. The body will then be laid to rest at the Mon Repos Cemetery. Note, the funeral service will be live streamed via Campro Productions SLU's YouTube page. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, New Dock Road, Vieux. May she rest in eternal peace.